Alright, so you probably heard by now that Star Wars The Phantom Menace Episode 1 back in theaters. It really wasn't really worth the payment that you had to pay because it wasn't even really shot in 3D. It was more like HD.
Yeah, it wasn't like Avatar or Green Lantern because those movies were like shot with 3D
And
cameras.
it actually popped out at you. This didn't even really pop out at any 3D points.
But you can't complain because if you're a hardcore Star Wars fan,
Of course.
seeing Darth Maul on the big screen again,
Of course,
was just
you gotta
awesome.
go back to see it on the big screen because, it's all HD but not 3D.
If you're a Star Wars fan, you don't need us to tell you to go and see it. You probably already
Well,
saw
the only
it.
cool thing that you really got out of it was the 3D glasses that they customized in their red and black Darth Maul style.
Also, we noticed that there was like a few extended or like altered scenes.
Yeah, so it wasn't 3D, but then they had at least two like extra different scenes.
You know what I wish they would have.
Like when they're landing on Coruscant,
I wish they would have.
it's an extended scene walking to like the ship with Anakin, and then there's another extended one when he's in the pod races and he like loses one of his things,
I wish they would have added more like.
and the whole pod racer starts spinning.
I wish they would have added like more CGI creatures from the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, they should
Kind of like how
add-
they did that with the '90s, how they brought
Yeah.
back the original trilogy and added different CGI creatures.
This one they didn't really do shit
But anyway,
except promote it up the butts. You pay $16 for nothing.
it's just so awesome to see Darth Maul on the big screen again. He was alive. You know that moment when you go and see a movie and the bad guy's still alive, and it's like that summer of the movie coming out, and you're like, this is badass. It's kind of like that scene in SWAT where like they're like helping the bad guy get away, and Samuel L. Jackson comes up on the car and he's just like, God damn you, Sarge, and he blows his own head off, and he's dead at that moment. The moment right before that where he's still alive, you know that feeling?
No, it's not.
Wow,
like that.
really?
No, they should have.
No, the moment when Darth Maul was still alive
No,
and
they
died,
no.
it was so
No,
awesome.
they should at least added more freaking like an extra minute to the fight scene with freaking Darth Maul and Qui-Gon. It should have been a little extra minute there.
You know
or
what I
something.
wanna know?
Some added
I was
footage of them
never able-
fighting. But it was still the same old bull. You could just see all the lines coming like, "Hey, I bathed him. I raised him.
Everyone in the
My
audience
midi-chlorians produced him."
was like saying the freaking lines. No, he's,
no,
no, she's-
90% of the audience are freaking 9-year-olds. And the other 10%, you can divide that into two 5%. 5% of
Hold
dads
up.
and 5% of moms.
You were talking about the part where Anakin's mom was just like,
No, I was talking about single
she
mothers.
was just like, I carried him, I fucked myself,
Oh, wow. Okay.
I raised him.
Okay, that's not what you're saying. But anyways,
No, the Darth Maul. I remember when it came out in '99. I was 12 years old, and I collected a bunch of the figures. You could see them on JBM 2005. Where I
hold
still.
up. Isn't it true you had a cloak, Darth Maul, and you gave it away for a Christmas
Yeah,
present?
not in this reality.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Never. Honestly, I always wanted a Darth Maul cloak, but I never came across one. I was so pissed. But I did have a Mace Windu with blue lightsaber before he had a purple one in this second one.
And it was just hardcore Jar Jar lines.
Yeah, who knows about that? Anyway, I want to know the people who has the Darth Maul comic. Anyone who has the Darth Maul comic, talk to me. I've always wanted to read that. If you've read that, where it's like Darth Maul's origins of him becoming a Sith on his home planet.
You know they printed that up the butt to make some money.
Oh, then there's the pod racing game that came out.
Yeah, where you got to do all the KOs so you can even unlock
You could
Darth
unlock
Maul,
Darth Maul.
but you haven't even done it yet.
Because you have to like KO on every single level, and it's just like all
It's just like-
PS2 bit.
And it's like you gotta have midi-chlorians yourself to even complete a race because it's so hard. Like going through it, you just
They were like
so fast.
They were like Anakin's a test tube baby. He was conceived on mini calorians.
I know he's a total test. He's like, it's the same old
And you're like,
lines.
what? His mom masturbated with a mini calorian dildo provided to him by what?
Okay, wow.
I don't know. It leaves it up to your imagination.
Wow.
Anyway,
That's not
lack
my
of
bad
3D.
face.
It didn't. You know how when you watch 3D like Green Lantern, his like effects will like come out. The green
Yeah,
effects
it's
will come out
actually-
to like the
yeah.
14th row.
It's actually 3D.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
this wasn't.
it was
It was more
HD.
3D when like three people were standing together and one of them would pop out. The action wasn't that 3D.
Nah, it was totally HD, and it was false advertising up the butt. Like, hey, 3D.
Anyway,
Come and see it again.
I had the
Spend
wherewithal.
$16.
I had the wherewithal when the film originally came out in '99 when I was 12 to not even open those toys.
Yeah, because you're one of those
I had
kids
the
that's
self-control.
it's like, you know,
There's
I
like
won't
some
open
30
it
like
'cause I know
there's
it'll
like
be
some
worth some money.
30-year-old who like opens up his horror action figure toys like he can't even control his impulses to
it's
keep
all-
him close for
it's all that
future generations of collectors.
It's sodium fluoride. He gets a mouth guard of it at the freaking at the dentist all the time.
It's
Lowers your
that.
IQ.
I'm drinking all the Mountain Dew, being raised on Mountain Dew,
Being raised on fake corn syrup.
fructose up the.
That'll do it.
Anyway, this is JBM along with El Mid. Check out all our
Yeah,
other reviews.
Overall, it sucked. It's not worth the money, but it's tight
No,
to get the 3D
I still
glasses.
enjoyed it because if you're a huge Star Wars
Yeah,
fan,
the
you'll
only thing
enjoy
that's
it.
tight out of it is you get to see it again on the big screen. You get 3D glasses, custom Darth Maul ones. But that's
Leave
it.
a comment, tell us your thoughts.
Tell us your thoughts. if you
Brag
saw
about it if you have a Darth Maul with a
Tell
cloak
us how
on
much
it.
you thought you
I'll
were
probably hate you if you
disappointed.
do.
Tell us if you weren't disappointed.
All right.